In problem 6, we have the valve stem on an automobile. So if you're not too familiar with that, if you look at the tire on your car, here's a tire. Somewhere on the wheel, there's this little stub coming off. That's the valve stem. That gives you the ability to put air in the tire or let air out of the tire if you want to let air out of the tire. And we know the cross-sectional area of the valve stem. So that A stem, we'll call it, is 0.201 square centimeters. So we know that. We know how much force is needed to add air to a tire that's, we're asking how much force is needed to add air to a tire that's already at 28.7 pounds per square inch, right? And so we've got a pressure we're after that is 28.7 pounds per square inch. Tells me your tire is a little low. We need to convert that to pascals. And how do we do that? We do that by making a little bit more room to write. Okay. And we're just going to have to multiply this to get rid of PSI, 6895 pascals per PSI. So that's going to get us to pascals. Now, how much force? Well, pressure is force over area. And so we have our area here of centimeters squared. We've gotten to pascals. We'll calculate that in a minute. And we've got to get to to force. So force is just going to be pressure times area. And we've got to convert this area, AS. Oh, I'm up into the... We've got to convert this area, AS, is 0.201 centimeters squared, but we need to get it to meters squared because that's the units that go with pascals in multiplying here. And so we've got 1 meter squared per 10,000 centimeters squared. And so that's going to get rid of centimeter. That's going to convert to meters squared for us. And we'll have what we need. We'll have pascals. We'll have meters squared. We'll multiply them together, and that'll give us our force. So let's get to work. All right. So our pressure, 28.7 psi. Pressure in pascals is the 28.7 psi times 6895 pascals per psi. So now we know the pressure in pascals. Our area, AS, is 0.201 square centimeters, but we need AS in meters squared, and that's going to be 0.201 divided by 10,000. So now we have the pressure in pascals. We have the area in square meters. We need to calculate the force, which is simply the pressure in pascals times the area in meters, and we end up with 3.98 newtons is how much force you're going to need in order to get more air into the tire. And that's it for problem 6.